Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and like I promised, I wanted to make a video to clarify everything I was saying yesterday. I wanted to make this video a bit more structured, and I wanted to do it in a way that I won't be like a crybaby or cry, because every time I talk about this I literally cry. So I wanted to be able to make this video like an adult, I guess, and do the thing. So basically, if you didn't watch my last video, hi, my name is Chandler and I am a hopeless romantic. First thing I wanted to kind of define is what I believe a hopeless romantic is, because I was getting messages for 2 days or so, and everybody was being super supportive and everybody was being super nice and everybody was being super sweet. However, when they were trying to call themselves hopeless romantics and stuff like that, it kind of didn't fit how I felt. When people think about being a hopeless romantic, they usually think about like in reference to like a relationship. That is not how I feel. Never been in a relationship. I probably will never be in one. I don't really want to be in a relationship. And so to me, a hopeless romantic is someone who loves love for the sake of love. That's the only way I can describe it. I love love for the sake of love. I find romance in everything that I see, and people and things and living objects and non-living objects. And I kind of just feel like love is it's like a being or like an art form, and in a way like a lifestyle, I guess. It's kind of hard to describe, but I see love as a form of art, as a fuel for art, as a fuel for life, and it's just like I said in my last video, I fall in love with literally everybody. Everybody I see, everyone I encounter, I can find something that I really love about them and that I want to be around constantly. And I kind of get upset when I meet somebody and they are very interesting to me and I cannot like be a part of that, because people meet in passing. And it sucks. I live in a tourist town and my mom has a shop there, and I work, and I meet a lot of people who I'm never gonna see again, and then I get super sad because of the fact that I'll never see them again. It really sucks. So I guess I should start talking about how being a hopeless romantic affects me in a positive way. I wrote down some things so I won't get lost, and I don't want to go on a rant, because usually when I go on rants about this topic, it goes sour and I become very over emotional, and I start crying and getting really in a bad state of mind. So I'm trying not to do that. But like I said, in a positive light, it helps me create art. It helps me fuel my writing. I'm working on a book that does not involve romance, but it's just love in many ways fuels me to write this book that has been haunting me for the past couple of years. And love helps me strive to find the beauty in everything, big or small. I find the beauty in everything. I find something in anything that I can like attach myself to, that I find beautiful, that I think is very charming or very lovely. And that is really great because I try not to take any moment for granted, and stuff like that. And it teaches me, I use love to help me not look at people or things in a very superficial way, especially the external view of how people or things look. I can look past that because of being a hopeless romantic. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I'm pretty sure you guys get what I mean. So now I'm going to talk about how being a hopeless romantic affects me in a negative way. And there's so many, so many reasons it affects me in a negative way. I'm going to talk about them. I'm not going to talk about all of them because a lot of it is very personal, and I don't want to trigger anybody or pretty much put too much of myself out there, because I do think the greatest thing about people is that you don't know a lot about them, and the less you know, the more intrigued you are about them and the more you want to know about them, or at least that's how I see things. So the first negative thing is things or life cannot meet my unrealistic standards. Being a hopeless romantic can lead to a very unrealistic reality. A lot of times, like my parents, they have to break it to me like, hey Chan, that's not how life works. That's not how life operates. That just won't happen. Like, people just don't do that, or things don't happen this way. And I have a hard time with understanding why things can't happen in certain situations. Like, it's hard to explain, but just to give like a stereotypical situation, like the idea of meeting your soulmate. They come to drop off your mail and you open the door and it's like, boom, there's like an instant connection. You know, that's really unrealistic. Not impossible, but unrealistic. So that is a problem. Another problem is when I can't express how I feel or get people to understand how I feel, I can become very depressed. I can become very sad. I can like go into like a kind of dark mood because I'm trying to express to people how I feel about life or about love or about the topic of being a hopeless romantic or anything. And when I can't express how I feel because I don't know how to make people understand what I mean, it makes me very sad. It makes me really sad. The other day, actually, I was talking to my mom about this topic, and I felt like I wasn't making sense, and I just felt like I couldn't, and I still feel like I can't put into words how I feel. Like, I can't tell you how I feel. Like, you would have to live it to understand. And I began crying because I couldn't understand, like I couldn't express myself. And it was like the worst thing ever. So that is terrible. And another thing is that I have a hard time with coping with the world. The world is a very extroverted place. I'm very introverted. Like I mentioned in my last video, I am an INFP turbulent, I believe, and I am a type 4 wing 3 person. And so I have a hard time with coping with just coping with life and the world, and why isn't life the way I believe it should be, or how I see it, or how I think things should go. I have a hard time with doing that, and it like makes me super sad that people don't share the same beliefs as me, or people don't understand like where I'm coming from, or it just makes me really sad, and I will turn inward. And there was a period of time in my life where I literally did not go outside for literally like 2 or 3 years. I didn't leave the house. I didn't do nothing. If you guys don't know, I ended up gaining a crap ton of weight because I ended up developing a eating disorder, which I got corrected. Corrected as much as you can correct an eating disorder, that is. I made videos about it, but I've since privated those videos because they're just not what I want to put out there. So I turned inward, and I didn't want to leave my house because I was like, well, if I can't have what I want, I don't want anything at all. I don't want to be a part of the world. I don't want to be a part of anyone's life. I don't want to be a part of anything. And it sucked. It was horrible. It was the worst thing that could ever happen to me, and I'm still currently recovering from that kind of traumatic situation that I put myself in. And that leads me to my next negative thing. I always feel like I don't belong, no matter where I go, no matter who I'm with, no matter the situation. I always feel like I don't belong. I feel like I shouldn't be here. I'm like, what am I doing here? I was born too late, or I should not be here. I should not be amongst anyone. Like, I wasn't meant to be here. And that can definitely lead to some very destructive things. Thank God it hasn't. But it could definitely lead a lot of people into very destructive things. And it sucks. It honestly just sucks. There's like nothing to say about it, but it sucks. And I feel often that I'm not important. And the idea that I'm just chasing a dream, the life that I want is just a dream, is just quite scary, because the idea of not accomplishing what I want in life or doing what I want to do, it just sucks. Because the way I see the world, the way my life functions, I feel like ever since I was a little girl, I've always just ran off of love. And it's scary. And it sucks when you feel like you're not important, or you have no significance, or people, the way you see life, people don't see you in the same light, and it sucks, and it makes me very sad, and it makes me isolate myself from everyone, like I said earlier. And I hate the fact that the way I feel about people is not how people feel about me. I have a thing where I don't want to think that people don't like me. That is like one of the worst things ever, to not be liked, to not be noticed, or to not be credited, or like people praise me, I guess, not praise me, but say, hey, you're doing a good job. You know, that stuff to not happen, it just sucks. And I guess I should tell you guys what are my expectations, or what do I seek and what do I want. And honestly, I just want to be able to express myself freely. I want to be able to express how I want to be able to share my love with people, like not even in a relationship, which I would imagine it of course, you know, in a relationship I'll be able to express how I feel with my significant other and share how I feel with them. But I'm more so talking about just like people in general. I want to express how I feel, and I want to share my love with everyone, because it's just beautiful to me. My love is beautiful. I'm not trying to sound like a narcissist or anything, but my love is beautiful. Like, I have so much of it, and I have to share it, because what's the point of having something that you keep to yourself? Like, that's just so stupid. Like, I want to be able to share my love and express it, and it sucks that I can't do that, and it makes me just makes me sad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just makes me sad. And a few of my fears are feeling inadequate, feeling broken in a sense where like being a hopeless romantic is like a curse, or it's something wrong. There's something wrong with it. I hate that feeling, and I'm feeling that I have no voice, or that I have to compromise and not be true to who I am just to be able to survive in the world. That's like the worst thing ever. I don't want to think about it, and I don't want to have to change who I am or stop doing what I love just because the world isn't like that. It's just, I don't want to do that. So my mom always says that there's no point in calling out a bunch of problems without calling out some solutions. So in the future, I hope to be able to express myself freely, to be able to share my art, my words, my writing, my poetry, to be able to share that with the world, and to be able to live off of that. And, you know, my passions support my way of life, and that my words or what I create can help people and affect them in a good way. And, you know, I just want to hear people say that what I've done or how I influenced them helped them out. That's all I want. I don't want to bow down to modernism, and I don't want to live my life with modern expectations. I hate that. Oh God, I hate that so much. I do not want to give into modernism because it's stupid. It sucks. Like, people don't even write letters anymore, and that's just stupid. Like, I don't want a text message. I want a handwritten letter because it came from you. It came from you. Like, it's like an intimate thing. Your hand touched that paper. Your lips touched that envelope. Your tongue touched it, and you sent it to me, and it was in someone else's hand, and they brought it to me, and it's in my hands now. It's just, nobody does that anymore, and it sucks, and it drives me insane. It drives me so crazy. Like, nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to, like, I was watching a movie, and in the movie, like, this, like, it was the Mona Lisa smile, actually, and there was a character in there, and she just, like, there was a bunch of girls going to the school or whatever, and they were just like, you know, when you can just kiss your friend and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's no sexual attraction, there's no sexual stimulation, there's no nothing. It's just a sisterly kiss. Give my sister a kiss. I don't have a sister, I have brothers, but a sisterly kiss, a hug. Like, people don't hug, they don't just give each other kisses on the cheek or kisses on the mouth. They don't do none of that. And there's no human, like, physical, like, touching or anything. Like, it's like nobody wants to hold your best friend's hand. Nobody wants to do any of that. And it's just that basic mother's milk is just not there anymore, and I absolutely hate it. Like, when I would see my, like, before I got homeschooled, when I would see my friends in school, I just wanted to run up to them and hug them because I missed them, you know, because I didn't have a cell phone, and I couldn't text them. I didn't have social media at the time, and I just wanted to run up to them, and I just wanted to hug them and show them how much I miss them and how much I love them and how much they care, like how much I care for them and stuff like that. And I couldn't because they didn't want it. They didn't want to be hugged. They didn't want to be kissed on the cheek. They didn't want any of that. They don't want you to hold their hand. They don't want to, they just didn't want that, because in the modern world, that's considered weird. Nobody wants that mother's milk, that nurturing hug, that nurturing kiss, that nurturing physical touch. Nobody wants it anymore, and it just crushes me. It crushes me. It crushes my little heart. So with that, before this video goes down south, I just want you guys to understand that your comments mean the world to me, honestly. And without realizing it, in a way, I am sharing myself with you guys, and I'm creating something, and you guys are actually listening when nobody's listened before, except for my mom and my brothers. So I just want to say thank you guys. It means the world to me to be able to just talk, to have an audience. Even if all 140 something of you guys don't comment or like the video, just the thought of you guys being there, just subscribing, even if you never watch my videos, the fact that you're even interested in anything that I say, and people like the videos, people comment, people message me, it just means the world to me, because it means that you guys care, and it means that in a way, you guys do love me, in a way, whether you realize it or not. You guys do love me, you guys do care, because if there wasn't any love or maybe a great like to it, you guys wouldn't be here, honestly. Nobody would be here. Just like my room right now is empty with nobody in it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care. So, thank you for caring, and I want to share more of myself with you guys, because I know a lot of people want me to make makeup videos and stuff like that, and living doll videos and stuff like that, but that's not me anymore. And I don't even know if it even was me. I think I was just trying to be different than the people that in this town that I live in, that's so uncultured and not friendly. I just wanted to be different, and I wanted to get noticed, and I wanted to stand out from everyone that was around me, and I did that successfully. And it's cool, it's nice, and it brought me my fan base, but I want to show you guys who I really am, who I am inside. I want to share with you guys my writing, my poetry, just essays that I just write just for the sake of writing. I want to share that with you guys, and if you guys want, you could, you know, tune into that. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, thank you for caring, and thank you for just being a part of my life. Some of you guys have been sticking with me for a while now, so you guys know I was in a rather dark spot. I think I might even commented in some of my old videos that I was in a bad spot, and I'm trying to dig my way out of it with the help and love and support of my lovely parents and my brothers, and it's been going great. It's been doing good. Definitely a work in progress, but it's changing, and I just want to tell you guys that I cannot put into words how thankful I am that you guys are the friends that I never had, and the friends that I need. People who will just sit back and listen first, listen to what I have to say, and then say something, because that's something we don't do in the modern society. We do not listen to each other. We do not take time to just sit back and honestly thoroughly understand what someone's saying, as opposed to just sitting back and waiting for your turn to talk. So thank you guys. I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have the best day ever.